Right. Live stream seems a little bit laggy tonight already, right from the start. It says excellent connection, but the time delay is a little bit bad. Anyway, I'm just finishing up this iPad that we were working on earlier today. Just reconstructed all this top area here. And now I've got to clean up the frame a little before I even attempt to stick the rather expensive replacement screen assembly on. And then we can get to the assembly work. Antonio, John Culver, Arilla. Fortunately, because these displays are the combined, the fused unit like normal iPhone screens, then you can sort of get away with a lot more scrappiness, so to speak. And as it is, because this has got quite a decent bend on the side here, they're going to have to put it into a case anyway. Anyway, I'll do my best to clean up, but it's sort of not really hypercritical. But we will do the best job we can until we get sick of doing the best job we can. And then we will do a less best job. Jim, John L, hey Creature, hey Bodger, Pedro, yeah, double streams, hey Numi. Mr. Cosgrove, welcome along. Let's see, did you get a notification this time, or was it just pure luck on your behalf? Just test everything. Ha! Kind of takes the thrill away, doesn't it? It's like testing your parachute before you jump. Yeah, I'm just cleaning up the grungy old adhesive. Without destroying the antennas up there. Hey, Tesla's Apple, back to the grind, yes indeed. My grind is pretty much from 10 in the morning till at least 10 at night. And if it's not work-related grind, it's out in the yard doing something. I'm still about 500 subs away from being able to turn on actual monetization of the video streams. Not that it's a big issue, this isn't what we're aiming for here. The main point of having this channel is to keep live stream content away from the main channel so it doesn't sully up the algorithm, as it were. So just pardon me. Now, the thing that I probably hate the most amongst so many things with this particular job is getting the home button moved on these. It is far from being a trivial matter migrating the home button on these. It's just oddly complicated. Hey Tane W. Yeah, because they routed all over the place. Anyway, it's... At least that's what I seem to remember. It could be just a traumatized false memory. naturally that's going to come off. Okay, let's get some warmth in here. 150 should about do it. It might be true. Maybe it was the second gen one. I can't remember. All I remember, there was one that I had to do some crazy amount of flex folding. This one doesn't quite look as bad. So maybe it wasn't a third gen that I was dealing with the previous time. Yeah, it'd be nice if they just let you recode the button. Yeah. But they won't. So obviously I am just warming you all up for Joey Does Tech tonight. He's got his stream coming up after this. I'm not sure what he's going to be up to. After I've done this, we will be building some USB-C meters, because I have run out of stock. Because apparently people are buying them, so I guess I better keep making them. And I'm happy for that. I actually didn't really want to soak that button, so I'm going to take the spacer as well as the button. Oh god, the body is complaining, as it always does. Don't get me wrong, I'm thankful for the fact that I get to do yard work. I think it's a very good way of getting exercise. It doesn't cost me anything other than, well, other than obviously whatever I'm doing out in the yard. And as a bonus, I'm getting healthy-ish. I'm actually not sure where my number 11 knife blade went. It's kind of weird. Normally that thing is constantly around me, threatening to stab me. But for some reason it's not right now. I don't know where it's gone. Hey Denny Brooks, welcome. Yeah, well, let's see if we can just roll this one off. Old adhesive isn't really that good. Yeah, just rolled off. Bit of scratchy, but not too bad. Yeah, Jason, it's good for the muscular development, I suppose. Right now I've got 216 blocks, and each block is 390 by 190 by 90 solid concrete, and I'm laying them underneath the existing colorbond fence, so I have to actually dig out the area under the fence between the posts and install these blocks, and then raise them up. This is the hard part. Raise them up and underfill them so that they meet up with the underside of the fence, so there's no gap because we don't want excessive snakes or anything else coming through. To be fair, the block part isn't so bad. It's the actual digging out part, because there's weeds, rocks, glass, metal. There's just all basically the dirt in the yard is like rubbish dirt. I suppose you can expect that from a gold mining town where people would just throw their rubbish out their backyard, I guess. Builds fortitude, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess it does. Hey there, JCT. How you going there? We do not actually have the spacer ring, so good thing I did bring it with me. And that looks a little sus. Yeah, this must be a refurb one, I think. I bought the refurb. So it looks like I do have to, in fact, transfer that ring, which is great because I just took the damned adhesive away. What a nuisance. So I'm gonna have to... Damn, what am I gonna do there? I need an adhesive ring and I don't have one. Small pavers, yeah, I mean, at least you can... They don't wear your hands out quite as quickly. I mean, they will, obviously, over any period of time, long enough of them. Yeah, damn it, Paul, what have you done? What have you done? So somehow I've got to get that plastic spacer to have a ring of adhesive around it. I wonder if it will... None of the iPhone kits for the other ones that I get come with that adhesive ring that I'm aware of. It's genuine rubbish. Nothing good amongst it. Nothing good at all. Honestly, there really isn't. I can't really transfer it from these ones. As soon as you try and do that, it will just twist off. See, I've got myself a bit of predicament here. I could try some B7000. It's about the only option I've got. I don't really have a punch that's the right size for that. Hey, laptop. Yeah, I might have to go for a very, very small amount of B7000. I'm not a fan of using this stuff as a general rule, but I really don't see an option here. Yeah, definitely not going to find a Ming Dynasty vase. I suppose I should prep this with some hot glue. Those moles when you need someone to complain. Yeah, I really want to know where my blade went, because right now I'm needing it again. Very annoying. Okay. mark setter. Actually, speaking of iron pyrite, I don't see much fool's gold around here. I know when I lived down in the Darling Downs area, we'd run into it a fair bit. Down Toowoomba, Nanango, Kingaroy area. You'd frequently encounter iron pyrite. Okay, now the process I really don't want to engage in. Okay, that's ample. But of course now I've got to pick it up. Crap. Oh, you lousy. I don't know why I didn't think of that in the first place. Yep. Yeah, people call hot glue the devil's snot, but I really reckon B5000 deserves that title. B7000. Oh, gross. No, I gotta clean this out now. Just gets worse. There's no way I'm leaving it like this. Look at that. Yucky, yucky, yuck. Human Detrius, whatever you want to say. We're going to have to use some 80-20 for this. It's not going to lift if I use just plain old IPA. The human Vegemite. Yeah, getting better. I'm thinking I'm going to have to put some B7000 down there too. That's really annoying. So I'm needing up now multiple layers of 7000. Do not like it. I've got to be light here because I don't want to actually dissolve the prior layer. It is Detrius? Okay. Oh, we'll have to explore the dictionary later. I'm not going to put a lot on. I just want to sort of help it. I used to use the smaller tubes, but the damn things would just choke and die on me before they should have. Okay. Like the glue inside would just choke out. So now I buy the 100 ml ones, and they last a lot better. Like I've had that one a bit over a year now, and it's still delivering the goods. Swear I had that damn thing lined up, and now I do not. Okay, some gentle warmth. This under here, this white section here, in there is where the IDing stuff is, I think. I'm not exactly sure what's going on up this section, but as far as I know, yeah, you can tear it down here, and as long as you can reconnect it, you still should be okay. Of course, that's no small feat, reconnecting those cables. I hope I got this lined up, because if I don't, that's going to be fun. Feels like it might. I'll have to have a look at the button to see where the nipple lines up the striker. What the flip? Okay, is that button even sitting in properly? No, we got a problem, Houston. That's basically crushing against it, even though it's... So to the left a little more, but the problem here is the striker is too depressed. Even though the button is actually, if anything, slightly protruding. So I've gone a bit excessive. Alright. So the striker needs to move to the left a little. But the problem is that this is pushing down too much. And I don't know why exactly, unless... No, I'm confused now, sorry folks. Mr. Zimmerman. So if we bring the striker over there a little. Still not ideal. Oh no! Guess what's happened? I know what's happened. It lost its nip. Every single freaking time I put one in, it loses its nip. Okay, well, good thing they arrived today. You watch, these ones are going to be different to the ones that I've actually ordered. That would be beautiful harmony of horror. And of course, naturally, I've glued it. Well, spectacular, spectacular. Yeah, I'm going to have to warm that up, lift it up. I could have sworn the clicky thing was there, wasn't it? It was there originally, and it just sort of decided, nah, I'm out of here, mate. I'm like, no, come back, little clicky. Yeah, whatever. The point is, clicky abandoned us. Yeah, clicky's gone. Okay, but I want to overfold that. Now I really do need my number 11 blade. I gotta go find that knife. I just can't possibly imagine what I've done with... Ah, there it is. When you stood up... I don't know. No, I really don't know. Anyway, like I said, we bought a whole bunch of them. Clicky didn't like the heat. I know. Not run into that issue before. Anywho. So this is a little bit tricky because of I've got tension on that, so I might, and I've got cables here, they're everywhere. By the way, if any of you panicking, I do actually have a replacement touch button. Although a touch ID would be lost, but it should still function as a button. Okay, there's our replacement. Actually struggling to grab that for some reason. Maybe because it's on the squishy surface instead of a hard surface. What in blazes? Come on, Paul. Breathe through it. Normally you can get them to come together, but it seems like this one's not the case. Okay, beautiful. Still doesn't solve our problem where the strike is too low. Okay, that's pretty much smack on perfect. And it's still wet. I mean, cooling, damn it. Well, let us hope and pray that's still in place. I mean, there's obviously a fair degree of room. That's good. Let's give it a few more seconds. Black plate is crooked, and it's okay. It is slightly, but it's okay. Or at least we'll find out when we try to lock this in. And I think this is where I really dislike these iPad Air units, is when you're trying to get the board in, you'll notice that the flexes are folding out beyond the limits of the chassis. So you kind of get those into the recess in the chassis and not pinch them. And that is actually surprisingly difficult. Let's see if we've got a click. Okay, I like that. That's good. Because for whatever reason, in terms of cable length, they really have not given you much here with these 4 flexes. And you feel like you're going to snap them off. When you're trying to attach them and get the retainer plate back on. Like, it's bad enough with the standard iPads. These ones, it just seems to be so much worse. Anyway, enough yabbering, Paul. Get to action. People aren't here to listen to you flap your gums. They're here to watch you try and fail. There's really not a lot of recess area there. Hate this, hate this, hate this. Mostly I hate it too because they're so expensive. If they were like $90, sure, yeah, you could tolerate it. But these things are 190. I'm nervous. I'm additionally nervous because I don't trust the people who do these to have actually done them right. Personally, it feels like it should be a little further up. I swear that sucker's going to pinch. Just realised I'm stuffing with my hot glue. Stuff it, we're doing it this way, it seems. There's no way I can... Hey Mark Taboo. There's no way for me to get those flexes on and get the panel screwed on. And yet I did take them off. It doesn't have to actually slide or anything like that. It just needs to just pull away from the T-con board a little more. And it ain't doing that. They're mystically shorter or something? What is this, a 1534? No, that ain't happening, folk. Oh, I know what it is. See, I'm betting it at the back here. I've got to bring it forward like this. Duh. You guys are a little bit slow on the take, aren't you? Yeah, you didn't think of that. Had to wait for me to come up with it. Flipping little screws. What is the black thing sticking out? What black thing? Oh, this. That is the frickin' adhesive. That is. What's hilarious is that it's supposed to be white. I don't know if that's flat or what. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Def, I've been busy doing other yard work this afternoon, and I finally came back and get this done before I start my other stuff. Okay, yeah, it was flat at 1%. Okay. Alright, that's good. I'll go put that on charge. I'll bond it up. What a pain. That's why I don't like doing these too often. I gotta admit, the close-up actually went easier than before. And I attribute that simply to the fact that see, this is the bullshit that starts happening. See that gapping? And doesn't help that this case is bent. Oh, flippin' neck. Why is it cycling like that? Why is it doing that? Do not like what it's doing. It is a low battery, but it's kind of a weird cycling going on there. I've powered it off and we'll see if it changes its behavior. Actually, it shouldn't be a low battery, it's a new battery. Help me if that battery's no good. It could mean that the data contacts aren't quite right, even though it is registering the battery. Anyway, let's get on with something that I'm actually reasonably okay at. Okay, so it's settled down at 5,900. Weird. Battery is NG, no good. Yeah, it'd be right, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it'd be just my luck, wouldn't it? I see what you're saying. Alright, let's get some stenciling done. I'm going to try something here. I've got a steel sheet that I realise. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but... this is from... because I realised when I showed this off today that I had one. So... I'll just keep those there. This is quite an expensive cable set, probe set, and it's very effective and good, but I just don't use it. So I might just wipe that down. It's a little bit dusty. Where's my paper towel? Fine, I'll just take it outside and brush it down. Yeah, I'm probably a better choice that you made there. When I saw them come out, I raced off to get them because I thought, yeah, it's going to be great. But yeah. Hello, Mo. What are you doing, my boy? What do you got to say for yourself? What you after? Oh, really? Well, I got you over here. Over here. You want these ones? Oh, buddy. Hey? Yeah? Come here. Come on. Here you go. Just don't let your brother see them. He's diabetic. You can't have them. You gonna eat those? Good. See. Just to clarify, there's nothing wrong with the product. The product is good quality and all that sort of stuff. The problem is that I just simply don't use it that much, as you could tell by the dust. Oh yeah, sorry, there's not much in the way of moderators on this channel. Still early days yet, Wild West time. Hey, Zip the Beast. Would it kill me to click the what? Oh, right, okay. Right, stencil and supports. So this is our stencil. So hopefully we can do 4 of these tonight. Hopefully. Yeah, nothing like that suddenly letting go and your finger sliding down the edge. I hope all of you felt that. Okay, some logic boards. Mo, is that you, buddy? What do you want, buddy? Is that you? What you after? Oh, buddy! Trying to get my stuff done. Hey, my love. Is there anything you can give Mo? Or is he just inconsolable?
Well, there's chunky chicken right there, but I'll open up some.
Like a dine or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Buddy! She's gonna get you some dine. Cheap, nasty fast food. Yeah. You have some cheap, nasty fast food? Well? What you doing? She's going to bring it into you. Okay? Just get comfy there. Take a seat. Yeah. Get that appetite running. Did you hear that? Sound like she's on her way back. Where is she? There she is.
Hi, baby. I'll get your food.
Well, they might just lick the juice off, but whatever. Right. Right. Oh, crikey. Alright, so the original plan was that I was going to put magnets in these holes, but I found those holes were a little bit sort of small. It's supposed to be 3mm, but they're not. They're more like 2.5mm, which means my 3mm magnets don't fit, which is really annoying. What's the magnetism like through this? It is actually surprisingly decent through that. Okay. Like that. Like that. Need some more boards. Damn it, Jim, we need some more boards. Oh geez, yep. Nearly lost my foot. Don't worry about it. I was like dancing with the drill press and a piece of sheet metal. Anyone ever done that? Anyone had the fun of thought, hey, I need to put a hole through that sheet metal there. I'm just going to go to the drill press. Let me know what happened afterwards. Don't do that. Don't do that with sheet metal. Or anything even close to being a sheet. Please don't. The outcome is horrible. And some of us speak from experience, sadly. For me, I was lucky. What actually happened with me was it was PVC, funnily enough. It was a PVC case. And it just snared and grabbed, because it was a brand new sharp 13-inch bit. And it just snared and it threw my hand and the bit bit me and split my thumb. And it was like, it was Raspberry Parade. And I'm running around like, my finger. Actually, I wasn't really quite like that. I had enough stupid moments in my life that I was able to constrain myself appropriately. But it was like, you freaking idiot. You knew that was going to happen. So, no, I didn't. No, honest. PVC is trash. Yes, well, that's irrelevant. The point is that it happened, and it kind of hurt. Anyway, so for the next few weeks, I couldn't really do quite as many things as I wanted with my model aeroplanes. Yeah, man. That's better. I really need some other circuit boards to hold up those corners. I've got my proper get-up arriving sometime soon, but obviously it's not right now. So I'm just picking up scrappy bits of board here and there to space it up. I reckon that'll work good enough. Yeah. There's a little bit of sponginess, but it's the board lifting up underneath the stencil, so as I apply pressure, it's going to come back up. It's not going to have the stencil lift away from the boards, and then you're going to end up with a thick paste situation. Yeah, experimento time. Looks like we need to clean this. It's a little bit grungy. How's that current on there? Still 900. I'm a little bit concerned about that battery. I mean, yeah, the charge rate's acceptable, but acceptable is not always acceptable. Okay, judicious amounts of paste that we can then waste, because really only about a small portion of that is going to get used. The rest is just going to go straight into the trash. You can see a scar across the top of my middle index finger from, is that when you, oh, you nearly cut your finger off the hole saw. How did that happen? You just like over push and slip or something like that? Okay, we've got a problem up here. Okay, I think I haven't got enough paste. There's a high spot there for some reason. We'll live with that. There's less paste on there than I realised, actually. That's freaking terrible. Smudged the living daylights out of that. I have no idea why that became a high spot over there. Oh well, we can still use it. It's just not as good as what I was expecting. But like with most things, you just got to experiment. See what works, see what doesn't. And then eventually buy the professional version that's already been worked out. And lament over the time and money you wasted trying to do something cheaper. That's just the way it goes. These can be my staging boards for today. Wipe and redo? Hell no. It's bad, but it's not that bad. It's more just bad. We may end up with a bridge or two, but it's not out of the realm of tolerable. Besides, if anything, it's a guarantee that things will at least get soldered. Okay. Don't press random buttons. Suck job time indeed. Welcome back, people. Welcome back. We missed you. No, we didn't. But it's nice to think someone did. The ring lights are so much nicer to do pick and place on. Because yeah, the bulk of the components are all the same LED. And I've got the Lazy Susan to spin it around. Yeah, you may think this is slow, but this is pretty reasonably fast compared to the budget offerings, the open source budget offerings for pick and place. But as I've always said, the fact is they can just go on and on and on, whereas I'm going to peter out after 4. Maybe get a sponsorship PCBA. These I might do that with. I'm not after sponsorship anyway. I don't do the sponsorship route myself. I got no problem with other people doing it. I just personally prefer not to. But yeah, for these devices, yeah, I could consider doing that. Probably not for the LED lamps though, because I just have a feeling that I'm going to end up with 1,000 ring lights with incorrect LEDs. And they're going to be like, but they're the same. And I'm going to be like, they're really not. But for the USB, these meters, it's probably quite doable. Oh, damn 23s. Really. The component that hates being the right way up. $23.5's fine. $23.6 is definitely fine. But $23.3's, they really hate the fact that there are 3. Yeah. And of course, when you're pick and placing like this, you got to make sure that you get, come on, like these current resistors here, the shunt resistors. You got to make sure you get them in the right direction so the number is pointing that way. Otherwise, the electrons flow backwards and it just blows up in your face. You got to make sure you get the numbers in the right orientation. Of course, naturally, I'm full of crap, right? Everybody knows that I'm lying through my teeth. I do know a few people who genuinely get very distressed if the like if you're doing pin through resistors and things like that. They get very distressed if you have the banding backwards relative to all the others. Should be left to right, top to bottom, that kind of thing, which is great. I think you should do that if you can, because it does greatly improve readability. But it's not something that I would lose my head over. Yeah, the OCD can be bad. Like I said, it's a marvelous thing to see a board where all of the orientations are correct. Oh, that's my CH340s. I almost put that on the T212 section, so that was, yeah, making sure you put the right component in the right place. That's my kind of OCD, because usually stuff doesn't work if you don't do that. I do like these 8-pin CH340s. It's just a shame that they didn't have the programmable EEPROM in them. Because then you can put a unique ID in for coding. That's okay. Let's see. 212s we need now. It's something that I was easily able to resolve in Linux anyway, and at the end of the day, the fact that it is not a major issue to me now means I'm very disinclined to fix it or do anything about it. So you can live with it. Creature can't live with it. His head's going to explode. Fortunately, I've known Creature for a very long time now, and his head hasn't yet exploded, so I can't be that bad. Oh, we're gonna have enough 100 nanos. We're cutting it close here. I think there's about 5 or 6 of these per board. DevPom, do you ever actually calculate how many caps you need in how many places if you're designing things? Or do you more just sort of go, well, I'm going to slap a few decades of caps here. So we'll go 100 nanofarad, 1 microfarad, 10 microfarad by this chip, and we'll do that all over the place, and then we'll throw a couple of 1,000 microfarad on the rails in general and see how it behaves. Although I don't know, do you do much in the way of design? I mean, obviously, when I'm designing things, I'll look at what the what do you call it? The design, the data sheet says for the particular component. Like the T212 wants, you know, at least this amount of decoupling, this close to it, that sort of stuff. Oh, just got enough. I'm definitely going to have to restock on those in terms of take more from the reel. And oh, we've got one more to go there. That last one there, they're actually 402 footprints, but I'm using 603 caps on it. Crap. Oh, get stuffed. I gotta be honest with you, yeah, I really am not liking these LEDs. I'm gonna have to go under the microscope and have a look at the orientations, because I think about 50% of them are wrong. Yep. And now there's a stupid bit of adhesive on the inside of my tip. Okay, you're good. You're not. Clean that adhesive off. Okay, yeah, it was 50-50. Okay, connectors. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, if you do have a USB-C meter and somehow you manage to tear the USB-C ports off, then the ports are pretty easy to find, as you can get replacement one easy enough. They're a fairly generic standard model. But it would always be better if you simply didn't break it in the first place. That's it, this is ticking me off. Hate it when tweezers get goop on them. That starts messing with your ability to just put something where you want it. The end. Right, now I need the mini. Yeah, GCT brand. Like I said, it's very commonly available. I actually see them in other devices. Like, I see someone's used a GCT. I could go back to the simpler 5 pad version or whatever it is, the reduced pad version, but this one's working out fine, so I'm going to carry on with it. Like with the USB-C. The upside of the reduced pad version, of course, is that well, it doesn't tend to bridge as much. But of course, if I did my stenciling right, there wouldn't be that problem in the first place. Okay, let's get the big hot plate. Big chunker. Ooh, we got 10 minutes before Joey starts squealing. But to be fair, Joey still takes half an hour before he actually gets to to fixing anything. First half hour of Joey's streams is him just standing back as people throw money at him and fame. He's like, oh no, stop. He's very modest like that. Sorry, Joey, if you're listening. But when I first started watching your streams, and I asked someone, I said, oh, when's Joey streaming again? And they said, oh, he starts at 2 p.m. BST, he says, but he doesn't actually start until 2:30 p.m. And I thought, what? And then they explained to me that your first half hour is gathering the incentive to actually do the stream. Hey, Neo. Oh yeah, an hour and that's alright, I forget that he starts at, for some reason I keep thinking he starts at 11. Sorry, 10 my time. I've got plenty of time there. It's Micro's injection that I've got to go wait for. Yeah, this is going to take a little while. I'm just going to power up this iPad, see if it does any better with the battery. So it does fine on the 4-5 volt mark, like it's doing 1.4 amps there, that's good. I actually thought it would go to the 8 volt mark, but I'm kind of curious that it's doing 15. can't see what the percentage is on the screen. Yeah, jab the cat time. Jab the cat, not stab the cat. It's kind of like the difference between a lump and a bump. Okay, here we go, 15. No, that's fine. Wait, no. What is it doing? It's like it doesn't know how to respond to this power brick properly. I mean, look at that. That's not right. I'll try it with another power brick that is... okay, it's at 9% charge, so it's definitely charging. Hey Joey, welcome back. You missed me sledging you. It was a good sledge. It was a wholesome, honest one. But then again, you're probably hearing, what are you eating pizza? Joey loves pineapple not being on his pizza. You wouldn't do very well in Australia, Joey. Everybody has pineapple on pizza in Australia. Well, most people. Those who don't are considered outcasts. Different cable. Yeah, I'll try something. It could be because... yeah, it's not a genuine Apple cable, that one. I don't believe I have a... I don't know if you can actually get a genuine Apple USB-C to Lightning. You can get them from Belkin and other brands, but I don't know if Apple themselves list them as having an Apple cable. Like, I can obviously get an Apple Thunderbolt 3 cable and things like that, but I don't think I've actually seen an Apple... or maybe they do, I'll have to check the website later. Lamb's brain on pizza. No. I did used to have lamb's brain as a kid, but that was as a kid. I think the trouble is with that, you have to make sure it's warm. I think the most disgusting thing is when it gets cold. Okay, 167, 168, this plate does take a while to heat up, but it's a good thing, really. Your Tesco meal deal? You go from being a pizza affidentier to a Tesco meal. Why? $180, so we're just past the 183, we're just past the reflow temperature. So we should start seeing things pop. Not literally, but melt rather. Definitely a lot slower on this plate, which is a good thing, like I said. But you got to be careful it doesn't sit on it for too long. $193. Here we go. It's all happening now. I was telling Joey earlier, for hangovers type thing, not that I've had one in a very, very, very long time, like over a quarter of a century now. There was a pizza place in South Africa called Mimo's, I believe it was, and you would get bacon and banana pizza the next morning. It was fantastic for handling hangovers. The other really nice one that was well ahead of its time was avocado and chicken pizza. That's just slightly off. Okay, now it's better. You're also slightly off. Bloody hell. Better. You're tolerable. This here looks like it's going to need a rework, but everything else looks like it's doing fine. I'm going to slip these guys off now. This hot plate stays very hot for a very long time. So when you're finished with it, put it somewhere you're not going to touch it, unless you want to start being like that electro boom guy and regretting everything you do. I haven't tried tuna and banana. The bacon and banana is really nice, because you get that fattiness, and then you've also got the potassium and the sugar, and it really actually does work out very nice. It's a bit like an equivalent is people here, they will make, I forget what they call them, but they will wrap prunes in bacon and then put them on the barbecue plate. So it's the same sort of principle. Okay, this is going to take forever to cool down, so I'm just going to shift it to a new place. By the way, sadly, for anyone who was wondering what I was doing with the great big iMac Pro that I have here, I've got a 27-inch iMac Pro here that came in. I finally realized after I went through and checked that I could see those voltages everywhere where I was expecting, things like that. And I put it all back together and thinking, you know what, I can't solve this. I don't know what I'm doing. And I thought I'll just plug it into AC2 and see what it says. And what do you know, it came up, it's in recovery mode. Unfortunately, when trying to get it out of recovery mode using the Revive, it sadly comes up with a domain error 6, which basically means SSDs are dead. Which is a real shame. Yeah, he obviously scripts out his videos electro beam, otherwise he really would be dead by now. He does a really good job. It's very convincing. And I certainly laughed a lot the first few times, but then after a while I was like, okay, I'm worn out of my laughter now. Stop. Badanki. Okay, let's just have a look over these, see how bad they were. Ooh, that's really... Wow, yeah, okay, yeah, that's really off. That one didn't make it, it got drawn over too much, so that's fine. That's a quick bit of rework. Well, at least our sensor is all good. Might do a wash over with those. A little bit of unevenness in general, but okay, we've got a bridge there, that's fine. Pulled over a little bit too much again. It's still in contact, but I'm going to get tempted to rework those aesthetically. We've got a bridge sneaking up in there, that's fine. Yeah, we knew this was going to be fun. Okay, slightly offset angle there. Probably not worth shifting it. That's going to cause trouble. And once again, the bridge on the I2C lines. Actually, no, that's not. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Bridge, bridge, no bridge. Oh, look at that one. That one also got pulled over. What is this? A freaking police reflow? No solder on that one. And no solder on that one, and a bridge down there. Bloody hell, that's bad, and that's a frickin' disaster. Okay, it's probably the most reworking I'm gonna have to do in a long time. New techniques, folks. New technique. Yeah, I don't know, more like Temu quality or whatever it's called. Okay, look, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna just go and sort out micros injection. No, I'll be back, okay? Just give me a tick. It's not the stencil that was the problem, it was the way I applied the stencil and held it and things like that, because I was trying a new magnetic technique without the proper setup that I had ordered, so my fault. I will explain when I'm right back in a second, Joey. I've just got to go give my cat his insulin shot. Let's get the headset back on. Let's see. All right. Gotta make a bit of. All right. Looks like most things are being discussed there, but yes, fundamentally, the stencil was not being held down properly against the board as I applied the paste, and it sort of smeared through too much. And then when the stencil did retouch onto the circuit board, it kind of like pushed it down and squeezed it around. And subsequently, so you end up with this area of paste rather than distinct points of paste on the pads. You've experienced it yourself as well. Like, you know, when you're trying to reball a chip, like the Wi-Fi chip, and if that stencil lifts slightly and the paste gets underneath it, and then you go and smear across it again, it just ruins everything. The second issue, though, is that I am sort of stuck in a dual state here where I can't see well enough without the microscope to place the parts really well, but I can't place the parts very efficiently if under the microscope. So I kind of need to get maybe a 50% extra or even 25% extra sort of zoom vision for my glasses for that sort of thing. Anyway, let's get this rework done and out of the way. So we're just going to... C2 is the main problem here. C1 looks ugly, but it is technically still functioning. C2, on the other hand, has actually disconnected from that pad. It's not even on there. Now I'm going to have to shield up slightly because these FPC connectors don't... Yeah, strictly speaking, I could actually just use soldering iron for this, but I'm going to use hot air. Way too much flux. Yeah. Call me Rossman. Okay, extractor on. $390 is ample for this, and 30% air is more than ample, probably. Jeweler's magnifying head. I have had one in the past, and I pretty much threw up. I may try it again, but I do find them rather difficult to get accustomed to. That's fine. Is there anything else on this one? At least the mini connectors are doing great. They are technically all connected there. Likewise there. I don't know if it's vertigo, but all I know is I don't like it. Okay. Good to go. Let's go for the next. Let's see. You're good. You're good. Bridge there. Easy peasy one. That's more the kind of flux level I want. Yeah, that's sort of how I'm feeling. It's kind of like I can't seem to find a good combination other than someone else's eyeballs. Yeah, it needs a little more flux. I kind of burned away the bit of flux I had there. It's a big tip, so there we go. That's happier. Oh, that's right. These little blighters. Like I said, technically they're fine. Technically they will do their job and nothing wrong. Aesthetically, it looks truly awful. Looks like my face first thing in the morning. So we're just going to help them come back home. Where the real problem sort of is here is even though I have thermals on the legs of these parts, like on that cap and here, it wasn't enough to stop the misbehavior. Though it is rather odd how there's so little paste there. Yeah, let's give them a little bit more solder, not a lot. It's not really needed, but we're going to do it. There we go. That looks prettier now. And in these sort of situations, when these are boutique type builds, prettiness does come into it. Whether you want to admit it or not. There we go. We'll do this side too. Just means I'm going to have to throw these in the ultrasonic cleaner. Hey, didn't Joey do that the other night with his bush radio? Did a bridge on the end, shorted the living daylights out of it, got 6 amps going through it or something. Meanwhile, everyone was yelling at him that it was bridged. Oh, that's actually a bit of a persistent one. Jerry doesn't know what we're talking about. Yeah. How convenient, Joey. Okay, I think that's everything for this one. Like I said, this will have to be... they'll all have to be ultrasonicked. Okay, that's good. Sometimes you just have... you just have a crap day and you do a crappy job with the stencil. Of course, Creature is going to be out there going, I told you should have just wiped it and redid it. But then, where's the content in that? I don't know why this tip's not taking. Normally that tip will just consume solder, it'll be like, gimme, gimme, gimme. And it's being all shy for some reason. Oh well. We'll bring in the hot piece of work here. There we go. PLD logo, another pet project. What? What about the logo? I've got my own logo. I don't need another logo. Oh yeah, that's right. This pad here. My tip is clean. I shoved my tip into that brass bush ball far too many times, I think. Every time I finish soldering, I put it in, and every time I take it out, I put it in. See, we've descended to being a channel of teenagers again. go. I think that one's right. Like I said, the connector's a little off, but it's not enough for me to put it through the trauma of reworking that. Maybe it's worn the plating off, quite possibly. So this one, we interestingly are missing solder up the top tube. I mean, it's only about 5 years old. And maybe with all the brass cleaning, it's done it in. Oh, that's right, we've got a bridge there. But I mean, the plating looks like it's still there. Probably am due to get a new one anyway. A new tip. I've still got the JSTO2 tips and all that sort of stuff around, so I can always switch over to them again. Yeah, I'm not replacing the whole station, God no. Oop, the leader just walked around, so that means I might have to get out of here. Although she didn't knock on the window. She might have just been doing a regular check. Alright. It's time to flash these little blighters. Let's see if we lose sound this time too. Let's see, do we do quad? Yeah, you can. Sorry about the. You have to just live with it. Yeah, bright light. No, that's a bad start. Ah, that one's not going. Didn't like that one. Polarity is right. What? Oh, I've got them all backwards. Damn it. Flippin' hell. I put them on backwards. If you've never done this, you haven't been making boards long enough. Oh, this is such a pain in the backside. Fortunately, it's only 4. Yeah, well, at least they're 180, not 90. Yeah, see the marks up there, I should move that numbering up to the top. Otherwise, as we've discovered here, it's misleading. Other than that, I need to put a bigger marker on them. So basically, you need to design things in a way that you've got at least 2 levels of confirmation, so to speak. Well, I wasn't being cheap for the silk screen, I was just, yeah, kind of got mashed up. That dot, I believe this particular silk screen and pad out thing was from a Spark Fun, I think. It hasn't happened before, to be honest. Like, you know, I've built quite a few of these now. First time I've actually put the chips upside down. Like I said, at least it's only a 2-layer board and it's very easy to get that back down. See, normally I'll have it like a box up at that end, and you see like this one here, now I'm paranoid. Yeah, so this, I hate this about some stencils. Some of them you'll get, and they put the dot on the inside. I really do prefer it on the outside. So yeah, they're fine there. Anyway, bigger and more obvious is what we need. Fortunately, hopefully we didn't have any magic smoke escape. But yeah, once the second one didn't want to flash, I was like, okay, I've got a problem here that I've created. Well, would you look at that? They flashed. Who needs fancy programming connectors when you can just use a couple of 0.1 pinheads? Okay, they're all good. They're all good. I would test these, except kind of because I'm going to be ultrasonic cleaning them, I don't really want to subject a LCD to it. Yeah, I guess we better. The problem being that these FPC connectors, they're a little bit tight for my liking, so it tends to strain the LCD. Even though it's got a reinforcer on it, it does still tend to strain it. I won't bother locking them, I'll just run them like that. Okay, we may lose audio here. I think this is where it happened before. Yeah, all I'm going to do is plug power in and we should at least see the name come up. Yep, there we go. Please be more consistent, they're all different. See, the trouble is, Arilla, that the footprints come from different suppliers. I'm not the one actually producing those footprints. So what happens is you get your part and you, what do you call it? You add it to your library, and like say previously, well, most of the suppliers now, you go along and say, I'd like the library footprint for this part, and they'll generate it for you on the fly, and you add it to your library, and that's it. And you usually don't bother looking at it in that sort of detail until after. Yeah, I sell a few a week. And of course at this point I've got a few hundred to go before I go for another board run, because obviously you buy a whole bunch of boards in one hit to save on postage and all that sort of stuff. Alright, well that's it for tonight. They're working, they just got to go and get ultrasonic cleaned, and then they can be assembled and sold. So that's got to be done by tomorrow because some of them are already sold. Alright, I'm out of here. Thank you all for watching. Let's see, if the marking is vague, put a 1 next to the pin 1. Yeah, this is all the retrospect stuff. Like after you run into the problem, you then go and correct it. Now, some people, like Creature or whatever, they'll tend to deal with this immediately. Although, to be fair, he will go through, he will use a part many, many times in many designs in many places. So there's a lot more exposure of what's going on. So for me, I basically have to go through now and adjust these ones. All three of them are actually new parts for me. They're not my old parts that I used to use, so that's why they've all got 3 inconsistent markings, but it's just the way it goes. Anyway, I'm out of here. I may see you all on Joey Does Tech stream. If you haven't seen Joey Does Tech, he'll be on in the next, let's see, half hour, and then you can see him try to fix some bits and pieces. So thank you all for watching. See you all next time. I'll catch you later.